listening to China Plus Radio, a division of China Radio International, connecting you with China and the world.
CRI News, this is Zhou Fang. China's President Xi Jinping and his wife Peng Liyuan have returned to Beijing. The president has been on state visits to Spain, Argentina, Panama and Portugal. He also attended the G20 summit in Buenos Aires. Leaving Lisbon for the flight back to China, the president was seen off at the airport by Portugal's Foreign Minister Augusto Santos Silva. The presidential plane was given an honor guard by 2 fighter jets belonging to Portugal's Air Force as it left the country's airspace. Chinese Premier Li Keqiang has congratulated Jorge-born Jesus on assuming office as Prime Minister of Sao Tome and Principe. The Premier said that bilateral relations between China and Sao Tome and Principe have developed rapidly since the two countries resumed diplomatic relations 2 years ago. Premier Li said that China is willing to work with Sao Tome and Principe to implement the results of the 2018 Beijing Summit of the Forum on China-Africa Cooperation held in September this year. The two Koreas have agreed to verify the withdrawal of guard posts in the inter-Korean border area. On December 12th, both sides will send soldiers to 11 locations along their border to verify that the guard posts have been removed. North and South Korea recently withdrew their soldiers and weapons from the 11 guard posts inside the demilitarized zone and dismantled them on a trial basis. The withdrawal is part of efforts to implement the military agreement reached during the Pyongyang summit in September between the leaders of the two countries. A fighter jet and a refueling tanker plane have collided and crashed off Japan's west coast. Both aircraft belong to the United States Marine Corps. 5 of the 7 crew members involved are still missing. Of the 2 crew members who have been rescued, one is in stable condition. No information has been released regarding the condition of the second crew member. Japan's defense ministry said the planes were conducting a routine training mission when the collision occurred off Cape Morato in Kochi Prefecture. A search and rescue operation is still underway for survivors. This latest incident comes shortly after the crash of a U.S. Navy fighter jet into the sea off Japan's Okinawa coast last month. Russian President Vladimir Putin has warned that if the United States pulls out of a key nuclear arms treaty and starts developing banned missiles, Russia will do the same. His comments follow accusations by NATO that Russia has breached the Intermediate Range Nuclear Forces Treaty, INF. He denied that Russia has violated the pact, adding that the accusation is a pretext for the U.S. to resume production of the missiles. The INF treaty, signed in 1987, bans both the U.S. and Russia from using the short and medium-range missiles. Former U.S. President George H.W. Bush has been honored by his family along with U.S. and foreign dignitaries during a state funeral held in Washington, D.C. Bush, who served as the U.S.'s 41st president, died at the age of 94 at his home in Houston, Texas on Friday night. He will be laid to rest at his family plot in Texas after another funeral service on Thursday. Pakistani Prime Minister Imran Khan has reaffirmed Islamabad's commitment to back a negotiated settlement with the Taliban to end the war in Afghanistan. Khan made the remarks when meeting with visiting U.S. Special Representative Zalmay Khalilzad. Khalilzad's visit came a day after Pakistani officials confirmed that U.S. President Donald Trump had written to Prime Minister Khan seeking assistance in moving peace talks forward. The U.S. official is on an 8-country tour to convince the Taliban to join negotiations. He will also visit Russia and Qatar. The first Tibetan language information technology incubator is expected to be completed by the middle of next year. The project aims to improve IT development in China's vast Tibetan areas. At the core of the incubator's work is China's first Tibetan language search engine, Yongxin. Launched in August 2016, Yongxin now receives 10 million visits a day from China and abroad. That's the latest from CRI News. I am Zhou Fang.